Well, here we are. It's the morning of, early morning of Monday the 11th of November. We're on Wishing for the Moon, a Lightwave 48. There's my little baby brother up there, masked by my friend Richard Gill. He's the skipper. My brother, that is, not Richard. And we're off to sail the Atlantic today. I've just woken up. It's a beautiful day, and we'll go outside in a minute and we'll have a look.
Johnny's still in bed. He hasn't put his stuff away yet. Yeah, he's being a real tart. I just screwed up your video.
Well, there we go.
I mean, that's made it, mate. There's got a bit of truth there. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. We're going to have fun. It's a beautiful day. We're here in Placito Blanco and on the island of Gran Canaria, and we're about to set off for the Cape Verde Islands in this beautiful yacht, Wishing for the Moon. It is owned by my younger half brother Lenny. Lovely place, very quiet. And this is the boat, and here's the skipper coming back with the laundry, all very appropriate. "12:30 and we're off. Hooray! Jonathan, where are we going?
We're going to Liverpool, is it?
This is one of the senior crew members, Jonathan Harvey, and he reckons we're going to Liverpool, so you know, things are looking very hopeful here. Well, here we are, and we set off, and we've got our sails up for the first time, and here's Richard doing sterling work on the winches. Never worked one before, but he's a natural, absolute natural. There's our Jonathan doing something very clever with a bit of string, and the skipper being the skipper. And we are sailing. It's a lovely breeze.
We're riding along on the Christmas.
You're allowed to sing, Richard. You're allowed to sing.
We're riding along on the crest of the wave, and the sun is in the sky. Oh, along the distant horizon.
There you go. Perhaps he's singing to keep his spirits up. Who knows? But we are off. We're off. That is very exciting. Wait. Good morning, Lenny. Thank you for the most wonderful breakfast. Oh, that's wonderful. What do you think our chances of survival are today, Lenny?
Well, you know, the sun's out, the sea's fine, and everybody's feeling better. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's very good. You're quite right.
My younger brother might...
Well, here we are. This is day 3. And this is the view. It's quite a nice day. We've had some lovely sunny weather, but today is a bit overcast. Winds are very light. But I have to say it is enchantingly beautiful out here. Jonathan, give us a smile. Very pretty. Say something intelligent and nice to the camera, to all the viewers at home.
Well, a peaceful night. I'm feeling much better this morning. And enjoyed my watch, enjoyed my sleep yesterday. Very necessary. And then had a really good breakfast. Full of fry up, toast, coffee. Excellent.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, well, Jonathan reflects what we've all been feeling, really. We've taking us a while to acclimatise to this very, very different environment. The motion of the boat has definitely got to some of us. And anyway, bit by bit we're doing it and finding our sea legs, literally.
We'll have another go at this little camera, and here's Johnny, has just handed the camera over to me. And this morning it seems like a really good idea to have some record of the first time that we had the big spinnaker up, and it was far more successful in launching than the little one. And it's right up to the top. How about that, folks? Looks like we'll have that up most of the day. And it does look fabulous.
Is this the way you imagined it to be? Yep. What sort of speed then do you think we're doing at the moment? What sort of speed? 8 knots, big spinnaker up. Look at the sun on the water there. Well, this is my dream come true. There's Jonathan, having a very arduous time there in the cockpit. There's the skipper, and he's been mending the small spinnaker which his crew managed to break yesterday. Oh, this is the life. We've left it all behind us. This is the life. Probably about 500 miles to go now to the Cape Verde Islands, and we're all settling in nicely. Even my friend Jonathan is settling in nicely there. Look, he's looking much better.
Hi, Johnny.
Looking very handsome, properly kitted out. And we're all taking it easy in these lovely, lovely conditions.
Because and with that spinnaker up, we were sort of really shifting. I suppose we've got that pleasure again today. How to almost hang ourselves from the yard arm. Spinnaker gets tangled up.
What?
It's been a lovely exercise there.
It was.
Spinnaker drill.
Well, I think we're going to play with the spinnakers today. Lenny wants to get them both sorted out.
And have both up?
No, we're gonna mend them. He didn't like that idea either.
No, like everything on this boat is beautifully refined. Melded to perfection.
It is, and everything has to be done right. You notice that? Otherwise you get into a lot of trouble. Who do you think has got into the most trouble so far?
I don't have the foggiest idea. I just said.
You're a bit frightened, really, aren't you, Richard?
I'm squirming this morning, yes.
What an experience, I cannot believe this. Oh, Lenny. My God, my dear, you got it right. What a fabulous life. You've got it so right. Another shitty day in paradise. I think that's it. here we are. This is day 5, and it's quite an overcast day and quite a big sea running. I don't know if you can see that over on the starboard quarter there. And we have Jonathan Harvey helming and been doing very, very well. Steering by the wind, the waves and the compass. But all are learning gradually. Here's the skipper in attendance. Ready if anything goes.
Hello. How are you?
Skipper, would you like to say something intelligent and seaman-like for the benefit of the viewers back home?
Ooh.
Dear oh
Not
dear.
sea out there.
I'm not sure whether we chose correctly here.
Water, water everywhere, yes. Not that way left, not right, right. Oh, God.
As you can see, spirits and morale are high. And there's our Richard, considering it all and working out how to steer electronically. So you prefer the electronic method of steering, Richard, is that right?
I prefer a tiller in a very calm sea with a very small sail. No, I just find this very different ship to steer, and I haven't been in seas. I've never sailed in seas like this before, and I find it really confusing.
Yeah, it is difficult. Let's see if we can capture some of these seas, because they are. If we use Lenny in as a balance. Right, here we are. Well, we've entered the tropics. This is day 5 of our Atlantic adventure, and we're in a true Atlantic swell at the moment, which is very exciting. It's absolutely thrilling to be here. Well, I just thought it might be interesting to try and give you an idea of these extraordinary Atlantic swells. Skipper Lenny trying to line up the tiller steering with the Aries wind vane. Meanwhile, here they come, these magnificent seas. I thought it'd be quite interesting to show you this. We've had a bit of trouble with our auto helm, and that's not working too well. Then he needs to fix that up at some stage. But what we got here is a new rig. Then he calls it a lash up for the Aries wind vane. And this is using the emergency tiller, and it really does seem to be working well. There's a quick shot of the proud architect, and looking quite pleased with himself, which he has every right to be. I don't know, let's take a look at this lot, and start to feel quite nostalgic about a lovely summer day when we get one in Chichester Harbour, floating around the marshes and the Swatch waves on my little westerly. This is a very different cup of tea. But tremendously exciting.
Here we are rushing down the Atlantic Ocean, a couple of days out of Cape Verde Islands. It's a beautiful spinnaker run. The electric autopilot isn't working properly, unfortunately, it keeps tripping out. and the Aries really can't handle, I don't think, these conditions. So it's down to hand steering, which is all very good for the crew, and they're beginning to get the hang of it. Great, we'll need those skills, no doubt, on the way from Cape Verde to Barbados. Right, right, hard right. Hard right. Okay, settle up now. Well, so, not perfect yet, but we're getting there.
Okay, here we are on day 6. And quite a murky day. But it's a good wind. We've got the big spinnaker up. So I'll show you when I get a different angle. That's not the big spinnaker, that's Richard, by the way. And Jonathan is having a helming lesson in really quite tricky conditions. Maybe we'll see if we can hear what Lenny's saying. I've been helming for the last sort of hour or so, and it can get very tricky. There are wind shifts, suddenly it comes on strong, and we've got the big spinnaker up, the biggest one we've got, and we're creaming along at about 9 knots, and we're hoping to make Cape Verde Island. About the ropes, no we're not, we're okay, and I have to hand it to my little brother here. Seriously grown up into a wonderful teacher.
Feel the wind in your hair around here, right? It's a very, very good source of wind. And that's the way you can actually feel it.
Big following seas, and of course when the crests come on you, you've got to be really careful with the steering. You throw the boat all over the place. Right, Skipper, how's he doing? My friend Jonathan?
Well.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
Very well. Getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
It's more a matter of feeling the wind on the ears and on your neck. I think that the huge amount of information about it, apparently direction.
Looming in the dawn is the Cape Verde Islands. I'm not quite sure which one, but anyway, clever old Lenny, who seems to have got there. And that means that we're coming up to the close of our first 3 phases of our Atlantic crossing. Richard Gill and the rather delightful sight of Jonathan Harvey eating fresh fruit for breakfast. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Johnny.
You were right. There are mountains looming out of the sea. Where are we, Jonathan? You think it's Table Mountain in South Africa? Thank you, Jonathan. We will come back to you later. Thank you. Richard?
This morning, yes, definitely here.
Yep.
You're in the waking up.
after 1,000 miles of sailing.
And it's quite regular. You know that in a few hours' time I'm going to be working up for the top of
Tell me,
most probably get land.
tell me, my friend, have you enjoyed it? Have you enjoyed this, your first, really, in your case, your first 1,000 miles at sea? How's it been?
I adore spinning. That was one of the highlights of the day.
No, come on.
He got it wrong again. He doesn't know his left from his right. Look at that. I don't know what's going on with the lad. I really appreciate that. So, good fun. Good fun.
Well, here we are after 7 days of the most wonderful sailing. We have arrived in Mindelo on the island of Sal Vicente. There it is. Doesn't look like San Jose, but it is what it is over there. Jonathan is bigger than most of the mountains, but anyway. Not be the tough, ruthless, domineering skipper that he is. And he's just the skipper we want to do. There you go. That's my baby brother. He's grown up. Here we see the happy party having a coffee. This is the very attractive waitress who's been looking after us for a while. Winning smile. There's our Jonathan, who's become the poet in the party. He does all of our blog site entries. And young Richard here, getting some sea time. And last but not least, here is our skipper, looking stern and competent. That's definitely a smile. And a quick look around here at the marina. And this charming little bar that has refreshed all of us over the time. Hour 2 to go before we leave. Here's the crew on the marina dock and just washing all the fruit in fresh water from our final shop so that we don't carry any bugs on board. That's important. And there we go, that's what's happening here. And you see we've had to take the Aries window off the boat last night because there was an enormous swell, very big wind, and we were very frightened that it would crash against the dock in the swell, which it did once. It made a hell of a noise in the middle of the night. Trying to assist Lenny, we took it off. Now, here in the cockpit of the Merry Crew, we seem to have got everything done now. We had a tear in the mainsail too, and that had to be repaired. And we've just fitted the mainsail back on, but found another tear. And Lenny's had the needle and thread and palm out and the rest of it, and we've all endeavoured to help him to mend that little tear there. So now look, we're looking all just about ready to go. It's the most beautiful day, and here are the crew complaining about breakfast. We'll see if they're going to say anything in the least bit intelligent or charming even. Good morning, Richard, and hello, Jonathan.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are you feeling about all of this today?
Well, by the time we finish this, breakfast will be all.
There we go. I suppose like all crews, they're only really concerned about their stomach, but there you go. the last meal ashore before we set out, 2,000 miles across the Atlantic to either Barbados or Bequia, depending on what happens. And the ARC flag is down. They all left yesterday, and we were pretty seriously delayed by a bit of an accident to the steering vane in this marina, where yesterday there was the most enormous swell, and sadly in the night the Aries wind vane got damaged. Anyway, we've got all that fixed now. We've got all the tears in the mainsail fixed, and here is the happy crew and enjoying their last breakfast. So you've heard of the last supper. This in fact is the last breakfast, and we'll see how camera shy they are now. Richard's got a nice smile on his face. Now, dear Richard, you're about to set off across the Atlantic. Do you have any comments?
Yes, well, I'm obviously getting ready for the home stretch because I just had a very satisfying full English breakfast.
Well, at last we're off. First to the 21st, coming up for 11:45. Beautiful day, and blowing, we think, about a force 4 out there, and all very satisfactory. Skipper at the helm, got the mainsail up, and after all our trials and tribulations, we are at last off. Well, here we are. We set sail at last. We're about an hour out of Mindelo. There it is in the distance. And we've got big following seas out here. Look how our wonderful Aries, our wind vane, how she's coping with it. Difficult conditions. We've been helming up to now, and that's been okay, but I tell you what, without some kind of sort of steering for 2,000 miles or so, I'm not at all sure that our crew is strong enough to be able to cope with that. Right, now Jonathan Harvey is going to conduct today's episode. It's Friday. We're coming up for 24 hours out of the Cape Verde Islands, and he's going to tell you more about it. And Jonathan Harvey, this is your day.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm focusing, I think, because I can't see a thing on the screen at the back. I think I'm focusing
Hang on, let me come this way. The sun is directly behind my head.
I think I'm focusing on the skipper with the halo around his head. The skipper who has fine-tuned this boat to within an inch of its life, and we are thundering through the waves at a good 7+ knots. Brilliant sunshine. Now I'm going to pan slightly until I get onto the manly, masculine, rugged face of Butch Reed, cabin boy and factotum. Look at the sunshine, look at the muscles, look at the mustang hat. And you can see the sun is shining, the sea is just gently rolling, and we are humming along. Richard has gone below for purposes I don't know about. Oh no, here he is. Just about to come up. I don't know whether you'll see him coming up. Gangway coming up. Companionway, rocking on the road. Hello. There he is. Richard goes panning gently in the sunshine.
For the first time I actually saw the sun come up at about 3:15.
There you are. Oh, sorry, you saw the sun come up?
No, that's all right. Yes, I mean actually come up over the sea, not through the clouds, and it was glorious.
Did it look good?
It was deeply spiritual, as Johnny would say, or has asked me to say anyway.
Oh, sorry, Butch. You mean Butch?
I mean Butch.
The sun is about to come up on a very, very lonely sea. Absolutely nothing and nobody in sight. And the crew all sleeping below. And I've had a wonderful watch. It's been very peaceful up here. It's blowing about a force 4 or so. We're doing 7.5 knots, heading towards the Caribbean. It's a lovely sight. Still Saturday the 23rd. A little bit after the last shot, and at last we can see the sun. It's a little bit masked by distant clouds on the horizon, but there it is. We're having a dawn here. Not the first one, I have to tell you, but it's the first one I've seen in the middle of the Atlantic, and the sun's coming up behind those clouds right over there. And how lovely this is. Big Atlantic rollers coming in, and I'm still all alone. I'm here on the deck of my younger brother's boat. Thank goodness he's down below and ready to jump into action if anything untoward is happening. Marvellous holiday this really. It's all reasonably experienced coastal water sailors. None of us have done anything like this before. Well, it's Sunday the 24th of November, and we're 3.5 days out of Cape Verde Islands, and we're getting along very, very nicely. We managed 71 miles in 24 hours up to noon today. And to tell you honest truth, not much is happening. It's been the most beautiful day. Now coming up to 5 o'clock. The exhausted crew have been reading and eating and lounging around in the cockpit and sunbathing. I had in mind that this was going to be Great Adventure. That was my subtitle for it. Great Adventure. It's in fact turning into a saga holiday for elderly sailors. But there's nothing wrong with that. I'm pleased that we're not being pushed beyond our limit. Everyone is pretty comfortable and happy on board. We're making very, very good time. We're averaging around about 7.5 knots. It's been blowing a steady sort of 10 to 15 knots throughout the day, and our original estimate was about 2 weeks to 14 days to the Caribbean. It now seems to be that on this schedule we're going to make it to Bequia or even Barbados in about 12 days.
So here's a little video of the Aries sub-steering on Wishing for the Moon in action, and it's rigged up on a double purchase to the emergency steering tiller, as you can see, and it's a nice gentle day today. Force 4 from the east, running downwind. And here is the vane itself doing its thing. There's the gas cylinder, spare gas cylinder on the platform. Behind that, you can see the servo arm in the water, swinging back and forth, steering the boat. lines are fed along 2 blocks at each side of the cabin deck house there, and on a double purchase onto the tiller arm, which works much better than an earlier rig that I had onto the steering wheel. But this is a better system. Here we are.
Then is rule number 1, right, is don't lose the bucket. Rule number 2, don't lose Jonathan. Rule number 46, don't lose Johnny.
Okay, go for it, Johnny. Oh my goodness. Hold your breath.
Right. You'll take the fish out first. Right? Take the fish out first. Stand up. Isn't that wonderful, Jonathan? Wonderful. Oh, isn't that? Why? Get 3 of those. If you're bad, you get 4. Okay. Wonderful.
Lovely, isn't it?
More than 3 it costs you £10 a bucket, right?
And again, Johnny, go on.
One more then.
Yes.
That'll be the bill there, standing in the camera.
Yes. Well, this is one for YouTube.
Bucket and fit in position.
Right.
Stage 2, put bathers on.
Right. Right. Stage 3. Is it going to be the bucket over the side or Johnny? Da-da-da.
If it's the bucket over the side, you could probably say goodbye to Johnny. I feel so ashamed I would leave you all.
I could Maybe if you're really quick with it, you can catch a flying fish.
Backup rope tied onto something independently of the holding.
Yes.
Yeah, Lenny, you look like Eros at Piccadilly Circus. Ooh, so rude.